Hey everybody, wanted to take a few minutes and show you how to use the MyBib icon. This is a icon that we will be using, or an extension, Google Chrome extension that we'll be using as we do our research. Wanted to give you some tips on how to use it. So let's first pull up, let's make sure that we have this first. So like I've just opened up a new Google window here, a new Google tab. And if you see this puzzle piece here, this is the extension manager. So this allows you to add things onto Google Chrome, make it more functional, make it do more things for you. I'm going to click on that puzzle piece, and this will have a listing of all the extensions that I already have installed. Now, I already have MyBib installed here. Okay. You can, if you don't already have it, you can add that yourself just by going down here to the managing extensions. You get this little, it'll have all the ones that you have listed. Okay. But we're going to go in here in this search and we're going to type in MyBib. Okay. And it's just one word, MyBib. And you get this icon here. It's a little book that has an up arrow. It gives you a little explanation of what it is. Now, again, because I already have it installed, it doesn't show me anything else. It doesn't give me the option to install. But if you had not installed it, it would look like a little card. You click on it, it would open up, tell you a lot about the extension. You would just hit the install icon, and away you go. If you don't have very many extensions already installed, you would see it listed up here. And again, here's the icon right here. It's that book with a little up arrow. Now, if you have several icons listed, then what you probably want to do is you want to pin it. And so when you go in and you look at all of your extensions, you see this little pin icon here. Now, this one is blue. That means it's pinned right there, right? And then here's MyBib, and notice the blue pin. There it is right there. If I wanted to undo that, right, if I wanted to take the pin off, or if I wanted to pin it to the top, then I would just click this, and that would add it or subtract it from this bar up here. I would suggest that you pin it to the top because it will make things easier, because as soon as you find a source, you see it, you'll click on it, and away you go. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's pull up an article. Let's assume that you were doing some research, and this is an article that you would like to use. Okay, and so I've just pulled up this article from the Courier and Press. And this is about a new type of ventilator that is currently being used. Now, again, you do have to do a lot of the work in advance, right? You have to make sure that this is a valid source, that the publisher is good, that you trust the information. You've done all that, right? But at this point, let's assume you've done that. Click right here on this extension. Again, if you have it pinned to the top, that's the way to do it. And I'm just going to click on that, and it's going to pull up the MyBib citation generator. Okay. And what that does is that's going out and that's reading all the metadata on the web page, and it's creating all the information that we would need to cite this. And it's also doing some verification of that source as well. Now, you'll notice that it comes up as green, is saying this source is probably credible. It might come up as yellow saying this may be credible, or if it's red, it'll say this is not a credible source. Now, this isn't an end-all and be-all, and I know that I've had students in the past say, oh, well, this is a good source because it tells me it's a good source. This is just one other way to check that. You've got to be doing a lot of that work yourself. Now, the first time you get into the MyBib citation generator, it is going to ask you what style you want to use, and you will see that many of them are listed here. I have mine set to MLA 9, which is the newest version. Okay. You might also have a teacher that tells you to use APA 7 or APA style. 7 is the most current right now that MyBib supports. Once you set this once, you won't have to change it again. Although you do have the option to change it, you won't need to. All right. Now that I've got this, I've got a couple things that I want to do. First off, I just want to double check this information. For instance, I see the name, I see the name, I see the title, I see the title, right? I see the date, I see the date. So I just want to do a double check to make sure this is correct. I will have options to edit it right here in case that it gets some things wrong. And one of the pieces that sometimes is mistaken on this is the name. Sometimes it'll have like the first name listed as the last name. No big deal. You would just hit this edit button, edit anything you wanted to do, and away you go. Now, again, you do have a couple of options here. First off, if I hover over it, see where it says click to copy. If I were to click on this, it would copy it, and then I could paste it into my works cited page. Also, if I was doing my in-text citation, so I wanted to mark where this citation came from, I would be able to click on that and take it as well. But I also have this option down here, which is save to projects. And what this does is this allows me to save all the sources that I'm doing, not one at a time. And that's one I'm going to use here. Okay, I'm just going to hit the save to projects. That's going to take me over to the mybib.com website. And this is where I'll be able to manage my projects. And this is like your works cited page or your reference page if you're using APA. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this here. All right. So now you see a lot of different options here. Up here in the top right corner, you'll have the option to log in and create an account or sign into your account. If you have not, you can log in using your Google credentials. Okay. And again, this is a nice way to be able to kind of save and manage your work. Now, this would allow me to go ahead and save multiple sources at a time. Each time I would add a source, it would pop up here. Okay. And it would just keep going and going and going and going. Right. And all my information would be here. I can also change the name of the project over here. Call it research, persuasive, informative, whatever it might be that you want to use. So you know what your project is, right? Especially if you're using the MyBib for multiple classes, you know which one you're using it for. Now, again, I can copy, I can paste, I can do whatever I want to. Notice here, I can copy right here. Okay. But what I want to do is I just want to hit this download. And what that's going to do is that's going to take the works cited page. Now notice here, this is the part that goes on the works cited. This is for the in text, right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to hit this download works cited. It gives me a lot of different options. I can take it to Word, copy and paste, whatever. I'm just going to hit this Google Drive here because what that's going to do is that's going to take and put it. Oh, look, confetti. It's my first one. There you go. All right. And what I'm going to do is that is saved. You'll notice here bibliography saved to Google Drives as MyBib new project name. Okay, great. Now, if I had changed this over here, it would save it as that name. So let's go ahead to my drive. Go ahead to my drive here. And it will pop up. It should be my most recent. As it loads up right here, it should be my most recent document right here. Okay. Now, I would suggest that once you do that export, here it is right here. Okay. Once you do that as your export, I would go ahead and try to get into it pretty quickly and save it and kind of organize it any way you want to, right? Put it in the place where you want it to be. That way you can find it again quicker and easier, okay? But here it is. It pops up. Now, again, it does say my project name, but that's what it was in the easy or on the MyBib, right? But there it is. All done. Easy peasy, ready to go. Now, a couple things that I just want to reiterate here for you. First off, as you are doing this, you do have to do the verification of the sources yourself. Just because it says it's green or yellow or whatever doesn't mean it is exactly right. You do have to continue to do that verification of the sources, okay? Also, too, I would say use this to save all of the sources. When you're doing your research and any source that you find along the way, do that, save it, and keep track of that. That way you can always access it and get back to it quicker. Again, if you have any questions or you're needing some help with this, please make sure that you're reaching out to get that what you need. Good luck, everybody.